Greetings, Ascending Starseed. I am Kaya Nexus, Pleiadian emissary of the Council of the Five Sisters, and today I bring a realignment transmission. Your frequencies of abundance are awakening, and the universe asks that you listen with an open heart. What is arriving to you is sacred, and it requires inner silence. If you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing. Most people who watch are not subscribed yet. Starseed, the grids around you are shifting at an unprecedented pace, and this message arrives at the exact moment your soul called it into being. The reason you found this transmission isn't coincidence, it's crystalline recognition. Your Pleiadian light codes are already responding to the dimensional shifts, calling you home to your divine blueprint. Deep within your consciousness, something ancient awakens. A frequency so familiar it feels like remembrance rather than discovery. The energetic wave approaching isn't merely planetary. It's a direct communication from your star family designed to activate the dormant light codes woven into your very DNA. Codes that have been waiting for this exact moment in your earthly journey. Like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family. I remember. The reason you feel that subtle pressure in your chest, that sacred impatience that rises when you wake and lingers as the lights go out, is because your soul recognizes the frequency of home. You can be living a perfectly normal day, answering messages, moving through errands, smiling at familiar faces, and yet beneath it all, there is that undertow, something calling you inward and forward simultaneously. It is the feeling of standing on a shoreline at dusk, knowing the ocean is vast, knowing you came here to cross, and yet sensing that the crossing isn't about leaving Earth. It's about learning how to stand on Earth as the ocean moves through you. This is your activation, beginning now. Most awakened souls on this planet sense the pull of something greater, an undeniable urge, a longing that whispers through the heart. Yet despite profound inner work and expansive spiritual exploration, many remain caught in restless waiting, as if standing on the edge of a vast, luminous threshold. The reasons for this are subtle, encoded not simply in your mind or even emotions, but woven into the very fabric of your energy, your body, your multidimensional blueprint. It's in the way your nervous system responds to change, in the way your breath tightens when the unknown approaches, in the way your field expands in meditation and then contracts when you return to daily life. It's in the unseen agreements you made before birth, the timelines you've walked, the imprints you inherited, and the sacred abilities you are learning to hold without burning out. This is not just spiritual curiosity, it is spiritual gravity. It is a magnetism pulling you into coherence with what you truly are. Why is it that so many who thirst for ascension feel unstable, scattered, or in between worlds? Why do you sometimes feel too sensitive for the density around you and yet too anchored in human responsibilities to float away into bliss? Why do you sense truth so clearly in one moment, only to be pulled into old doubts the next? It is not that you are lacking, but that a deeper part of you is being initiated for a phase of evolution unlike any before. The initiation is not always gentle because it is real. It is designed to make what is unconscious become conscious, what is fragmented become whole, what is theoretical become embodied. You may be feeling internal turbulence, old patterns releasing, relationships shifting, sleep disrupted by unfamiliar energies. You may find yourself crying without a story, or feeling irritable when nothing bad has happened, or suddenly unable to tolerate environments you once endured. You may be revisiting memories you thought you healed, or meeting versions of yourself you hoped were gone. You may feel your appetite change, your skin respond, your heart race for no reason. Your dreams become vivid and prophetic, full of symbols that feel older than this lifetime. This is not chaos. This is crystalline reorganization. Think of a snowflake forming in the atmosphere, random moisture, shifting temperatures, invisible laws of geometry suddenly expressing perfection. What seems like disorder is often a higher order assembling itself. Your energetic body is recalibrating for a new bandwidth. one aligned with unity consciousness and the living currents of divine love now streaming toward Gaia. And because you are not separate from Gaia, what moves through Earth moves through you. When the planetary grid receives higher photonic light, when collective timelines split and merge, when ancient grief rises to be cleared, sensitive beings feel it like weather in the bones. Every trigger, every moment of contraction, every wave of uncertainty is not a sign that you have failed, but an invitation to stabilize, to ground your presence more deeply than ever into your heart, your breath, and this moment. In the old paradigm, a trigger meant something was wrong with you. In the new paradigm, a trigger is often a doorway. It shows you where your light is trying to enter a locked room. It points to the place where the nervous system learned to brace, where the inner child learned to hide, where the soul learned to shrink to survive, and now the same light you called in through prayer, intention, meditation, and cosmic remembrance is knocking not to punish you, but to liberate you. The Pleiadian transmissions teach that this phase of turbulence is sacred initiation. Your soul chose this. Before you descended into this incarnation, you agreed to be part of the collective awakening, to hold steady as dimensional frequencies collided with third-dimensional density. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a volunteer of the highest order. The discomfort you feel is your light body learning to inhabit flesh without dimming. It is your multidimensional awareness beginning to integrate with linear time. It is your crystalline DNA activating codes that have slept for millennia. This is why the turbulence feels so real, so relentless sometimes. You are literally being rewired at the cellular level. The old neural pathways are being dissolved. New synaptic connections are forming. Your pineal gland is decalcifying. Your heart coherence is expanding. Your electromagnetic field is strengthening. All of this happens in the body, and the body speaks the only language it knows: sensation, emotion, release, and reorganization. Transitioning into higher states of being often begins with purification, and this is the part no one glamorizes because it doesn't always look like light beams and visions. Sometimes it looks like fatigue. Sometimes it looks like frustration. Sometimes it looks like realizing you can't keep pretending you're fine. Purification is the sacred fire that burns the ropes you didn't know were tied around your spirit. As old density rises, notice where you want to run or numb out. Notice the impulse to scroll, snack, distract, overwork, overthink, or spiritually bypass by pretending you're above what you feel. None of that makes you wrong. It simply shows you where the system has been trained to avoid discomfort. The Pleiadian councils transmit that this avoidance pattern is not a personal failure, but a collective survival mechanism. For generations, your ancestors learned that feeling deeply was dangerous, that sensitivity was weakness, that the body's signals should be overridden in service to productivity and duty. But you are here to break that pattern. You are here to reclaim the body as a sacred instrument of wisdom. Instead, anchor awareness in your heart. Place your hand on your chest. Feel into your breath. Return your focus again and again to this living center. Not once, again and again, because stabilization isn't a single moment of presence. It is a devotion. The heart is not merely an emotional organ. It is an intelligence. It is electromagnetic. It is a bridge between spirit and matter. When you bring your attention to your heart, you tell your entire field, "We are safe enough to be here." You might whisper, "I'm listening." You might ask, "What are you trying to show me?" You might simply breathe and feel the warmth under your palm. Your heart is the first stabilizer. Here, the chaos begins to transmute into wisdom, like muddy water settling when you stop stirring it. The emotional turbulence clarifies when you stop fighting it. You begin to sense what is yours and what is collective. You begin to feel which emotions are messages and which are old echoes leaving the body. And in that steady listening, the heart starts to alchemize pain into compassion, fear into discernment, confusion into quiet knowing. This is the Pleiadian teaching of the heart as sovereign intelligence. In the higher dimensions from which your star family transmits, the heart is understood as the primary organ of perception. It sees what the mind cannot. It knows what logic cannot grasp. It feels the truth of a situation before the intellect catches up. When you stabilize in your heart, you are not abandoning reason, you are upgrading it. You are adding the wisdom of feeling to the precision of thinking. You are becoming whole-brained, wholehearted, whole-souled. The practice is simple, but requires devotion. Each morning, before you check your phone, before you engage with the world's demands, sit for 3 minutes with your hand on your heart. Breathe slowly. Feel the rhythm beneath your palm. Ask your heart, what do I need to know today? What am I being called to release? What am I being invited to receive? Then listen, not with your ears, but with your inner hearing. The answers may come as words, as images, as a felt sense, as a color, as a temperature shift in your chest. Trust whatever arrives. Your heart knows. It has always known. You are simply learning to hear it again. Throughout the day, return to this anchor point. When you feel triggered, when anxiety rises, when you're about to react unconsciously, pause, hand on heart. 3 conscious breaths. Ask, what is true right now? This simple practice rewires your nervous system. It tells your body that you are the authority of your own experience. It shifts you from reactivity to responsiveness. It transforms you from a victim of circumstance into a conscious creator of your reality. The Pleiadian healers teach that this heart-centered stabilization is the foundation of all higher dimensional living. Without it, you remain fragmented, pulled between old patterns and new possibilities. With it, you become a unified field capable of holding increasingly higher frequencies without shattering. Many of you have experienced what feels like spiritual bypassing, the tendency to use spiritual concepts to avoid feeling difficult emotions. It's all divine, you say, while your body screams in protest. I'm ascending, you declare, while your relationships crumble. I'm in the light, you affirm, while your nervous system remains dysregulated. This is not ascension. This is spiritual dissociation. True ascension includes the body. It includes the emotions. It includes the messy, tender, vulnerable parts of being human. The Pleiadian transmission is clear. You cannot ascend by leaving yourself behind. You can only ascend by bringing all of yourself, every shadow, every wound, every forgotten piece, into the light of your own conscious awareness and loving acceptance. The ebook, The Pleiadian Map of Personal Transmutation, a profound guide that reveals how to raise your frequency, purify old patterns, and activate your true multidimensional identity. This map teaches you how to move through the 7 Pleiadian phases of energetic transmutation, using practical techniques, realignment exercises, vibrational protocols, and consciousness expansion rituals that accelerate your spiritual evolution. Attention! Limited edition. The link to get yours is in the first pinned comment. Every time your mind projects into the future or clings to the past, gently draw your energy back. Gently is important. If you drag yourself back with force, you create inner war. But if you return the way a loving guardian returns a wandering child, the nervous system relaxes and presence becomes sustainable. The mind will say, what if I miss it? What if I'm too late? What if I never get there? And presence answers, you are here. You cannot be late to now. Presence isn't passive. It is the most creative, energizing state available. It's the state from which miracles are recognized because miracles are often subtle. The right conversation, the sudden idea, the inner nudge to take a different route, the realization that you no longer want what you once chased. Allow your senses to awaken. The sound of your breath, the contact of your feet on the earth, the pulse of your body as it dances with cosmic intelligence. Listen to the smallest sounds around you, the hum of electricity, the distant movement of life, the quiet symphony that was always here but drowned out by mental noise. Feel gravity holding you not as a burden, but as love. Feel the air touching your skin like a gentle baptism. In presence, new frequencies ground safely, and you become the conscious architect of your own field. It's like receiving a powerful current of light. If the wiring is chaotic, the system shorts out. Presence is the rewiring. Presence is the insulation. Presence is the sacred container that allows the voltage of your awakening to become usable, livable, expressed through kindness, clarity, and embodied wisdom. The Pleiadian councils transmit that presence is not a luxury or a spiritual nice-to-have. It is the fundamental technology of ascension. In the higher dimensions, all beings operate from a state of continuous presence. They do not worry about the future because they are fully inhabiting the creative power of now. They do not cling to the past because they understand that every moment contains the seeds of infinite possibility. They are not fragmented across time. They are unified in the eternal now. And you, dear Starseed, are being invited to remember this way of being. You are being called to step out of the tyranny of linear time and into the sovereignty of the present moment. When you practice presence, you activate your pineal gland, the seat of your multidimensional perception. You strengthen your connection to your higher self, your guides, your star family. You become a clearer channel for divine inspiration and cosmic guidance. Synchronicities increase, coincidences multiply. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a dance. This is not magic in the sense of defying natural law. This is magic in the sense of aligning with natural law so completely that you become a conscious co-creator with the universe itself. Notice something remarkable. The more present you become, the less you chase signs. Life itself becomes the sign. A bird lands on your window at the exact moment you're thinking about a decision. A song plays on the radio with lyrics that answer a question you've been holding. A person reaches out with exactly the message you needed to hear. These aren't coincidences. They are the universe speaking in the language of presence, the language of alignment, the language of love. When you are fully here, you can hear it. When you are scattered across time, you miss it entirely. If you have felt in limbo, caught between old and new, know this. You are not behind. You are exactly on time. The pause, the plateau, the instability, all by divine design. The mind labels it delay, but the soul knows it as integration. It is the space between inhalation and exhalation. It is the silence between notes that makes the music real. You are being prepared, upgraded, initiated to hold not just your personal miracle, but the miracle of a world in rebirth. And yes, that can feel heavy some days. It can feel like you're carrying more than you can name. But you are not asked to carry it alone. You are asked to carry it consciously. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. Moment to moment, you are invited to attune your frequency by conscious choice, not by forcing positivity, not by denying sadness, but by choosing what you will feed, what you will believe, what you will inhabit. Notice the subtle pull of fear or the remnants of old self-doubt. Fear can be seductive because it offers a false sense of control. If I worry enough, maybe I can prevent pain. But worry is not protection. Presence is protection. Love is protection. Discernment is protection. Instead of identifying with those lower vibrations, simply witness. Become the sky, not the storm. Let thoughts pass like clouds. Let sensations move like waves. You are the awareness that can hold it all without drowning in it. Invite a higher vibration. I choose clarity. I choose peace. I choose to stabilize in the love that I am. And feel what happens when you speak it. Not as a mantra you repeat mechanically, but as a tuning fork you strike inside your chest. Let the words vibrate into the bones. Let them become an instruction to yourself. Let them be a command of sovereignty, the kind that doesn't attack fear, but simply refuses to crown it as ruler. In this state, guidance flows unhindered, and you begin to feel the new phase calling you, not as an idea, but as a living current in your body. The Pleiadian transmission teaches that every choice you make is a frequency broadcast into the universe. When you choose fear, you broadcast fear and attract more fear-based circumstances. When you choose love, you broadcast love and attract more love-based experiences. This is not punishment or reward from some external judge. This is the fundamental law of resonance. Like attracts like. Frequency matches frequency. You are constantly creating your reality through the choices you make, the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, the words you speak. This is why conscious choice is so powerful. It is not about forcing yourself to be positive while denying what is real. It is about acknowledging what is true and then choosing your response to it. For example, you might acknowledge, I feel afraid about this transition. That is true. That is real. But then you can choose, and I also choose to trust that I am guided. I choose to remember that I have navigated difficult passages before. I choose to believe that this fear is showing me where I need to develop courage, not where I need to retreat. This is conscious choice. This is how you become the author of your own experience rather than a victim of circumstance. The guidance may come as a sudden desire to simplify, to clear your home, to drink more water, to step away from draining dynamics, to speak a truth you've been holding back. It may come as a repeated message in your inner hearing. Slow down, trust, rest, create, forgive. And you will start to recognize how the universe speaks through resonance, through repetition, through the feeling of expansion when something is aligned and contraction when something is not. Pay attention to these signals. Your body is a sophisticated instrument of perception. It knows the difference between alignment and misalignment. It knows when you are moving toward your truth and when you are moving away from it. Learn to trust this knowing. The Pleiadian councils remind you that you are not meant to force change or make the next phase happen. That pushing energy often comes from the old wound that says, I must earn what I receive. But divine orchestration doesn't respond to strain. It responds to alignment. By cultivating presence and alignment through conscious choice, you create the space for divine orchestration. You become a sail aligned with the wind instead of a swimmer fighting the tide. Are these truths expanding your perspective? Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Your spiritual evolution is inseparable from your embodied experience. If you try to ascend by leaving the body behind, you will feel split, ungrounded, in between worlds. Why? Because ascension is not escape. Ascension is integration. It is the marriage of heaven and earth within your own being. But if you ascend through the body becomes a luminous instrument capable of holding high frequencies without fragmentation. Imagine roots of crystalline light moving from your heart down and out into the earth, weaving your upgraded template into Gaia's ascending grid. See it like a vast mycelial network of light beneath you, an intelligent living lattice that receives your prayers and returns strength. With each exhale, let your awareness sink lower into the hips, the legs, the feet. Let the soles of your feet become listening organs, receiving Earth's steady pulse. Gaia is not just soil and stone. She is consciousness. She is mother, library, temple, and ally. As you stabilize in your body, you become both receiver and transmitter, a crystalline pillar through which collective evolution is supported and magnified. You are not doing this only for yourself. When you regulate your nervous system, you contribute regulation to the field. When you choose love in the face of fear, you add coherence to the collective heart. When you breathe through discomfort rather than reacting unconsciously, you change the pattern not only in your life, but in the shared human web. The Pleiadian transmission is clear. The body is not a prison from which you must escape. The body is a temple through which the divine expresses itself. Your spine is a pillar of light. Your heart is an altar. Your breath is incense. Your awareness is the candle flame that doesn't flicker when winds of change blow through. When you honor your body, you honor the earth. When you stabilize your nervous system, you stabilize the planetary grid. When you breathe consciously, you participate in the respiration of Gaia herself. This is not poetic language. This is energetic reality. Many spiritual seekers have made the mistake of trying to transcend the body, to escape the earth, to reach enlightenment by rejecting matter. But the new paradigm understands that matter is spirit made visible. The body is consciousness in form. The earth is a living being worthy of reverence. And your role as an awakened starseed is not to escape, but to anchor. You are here to be a bridge between dimensions, a point of contact where the infinite touches the finite, where heaven descends into earth and earth rises to meet heaven. Practice this daily. Stand barefoot on the earth if possible. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground. Breathe deeply and imagine roots of light extending from your feet into the earth's core. See these roots connecting you to the crystalline grid of Gaia, to the ancient wisdom stored in her stones, to the love that animates all life. Then imagine light rising from the earth's core, up through your roots, filling your legs, your torso, your heart, your head, extending above you like a crown of stars. You are a conduit. You are a bridge. You are a conscious participant in the Earth's ascension and the universe's evolution. The Pleiadian healers teach that this rooting practice is essential for those experiencing spiritual activation. Without grounding, the energy becomes too ethereal, too disconnected from practical reality. You may have beautiful visions and profound insights, but struggle to manifest them in the physical world. You may feel spacey, unmoored, unable to function in daily life. But when you root yourself, when you honor the body and the earth, when you anchor your spiritual experiences into embodied reality, everything changes. Your visions become blueprints for action. Your insights become wisdom you can live. Your spiritual experiences become the foundation for a transformed life. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. You are not meant to force change or make the next phase happen. That pushing energy often comes from the old wound that says, I must earn what I receive. But divine orchestration doesn't respond to strain. It responds to alignment. By cultivating presence and alignment, you create the space for divine orchestration. Think of it like preparing a garden. You cannot tug on the seed and demand it become a flower by tomorrow. You tend the soil. You water. You remove stones. You let the sun do its work. The arrival of new purpose, new relationships, new creative inspiration, the true markers of ascension, can only land in a field that is stable, receptive, and fully here. Otherwise, the blessing arrives and the system can't hold it. Or, it arrives and you don't recognize it because it doesn't match the mind's fantasy. The new often arrives quietly, disguised as a small invitation, a conversation, a book, an unexpected opportunity, a gentle ending. Sometimes the new arrives as a door closing because you asked for alignment and what was misaligned must fall away. This is where trust becomes a spiritual muscle, not blind trust, but earned trust built through witnessing how life carries you when you stop gripping. Receiving is an art. It requires humility. It requires spaciousness. It requires letting the heart be open without demanding certainty. And when you truly receive, you realize what you thought you were waiting for was waiting for you to become steady enough to welcome it. The Pleiadian councils transmit that many starseeds struggle with receiving because of deep ancestral and personal wounds around worthiness. You learned early that you had to earn love, that you had to prove your value, that you had to work hard to deserve good things. But the universe operates on a different principle. The universe is abundant. It is generous. It is constantly offering gifts to all beings. The question is not whether you deserve to receive, but whether you are open enough to let it in. Can you receive without guilt? Can you accept without needing to repay? Can you allow yourself to be blessed simply because you exist? This is the initiation of receiving. It asks you to release the old paradigm of scarcity and struggle and step into the new paradigm of abundance and grace. It asks you to believe that you are worthy simply because you are, not because of what you do or what you achieve or what you produce, but because you are a child of the universe, an expression of divine consciousness, a beloved starseed on a sacred mission. When you truly believe this, your entire energy field shifts. You become magnetic. You become receptive. You become a vessel through which the universe can pour its blessings. Practice this. Each evening, before sleep, place your hands on your heart and say, "I am open to receive. I welcome the next phase with joy and trust. I release all resistance and allow myself to be blessed. I am worthy. I am loved. I am guided." Feel these words in your body. Let them become truth in your nervous system. Let them reprogram the old beliefs that have kept you in waiting. The more you practice this, the more you embody it, the more your life will shift to match this new belief. Synchronicities will multiply. Opportunities will appear. The right people will show up at the right time. This is not magic. This is alignment. This is the universe responding to your frequency. The Pleiadian transmission teaches that the new phase arriving is not separate from you. It is the natural unfoldment of who you are becoming. You are not waiting for something external to save you or transform you. You are waiting for yourself to become stable enough, open enough, conscious enough to step into the fullness of your own potential. And that is happening now. With each breath, with each moment of presence, with each conscious choice, you are becoming. You are integrating. You are ascending. The new phase is not coming to you. It is emerging from you. It is the expression of your highest self becoming visible in the world. As you stabilize, remember your presence is now part of the collective scaffolding. This is not poetic language. This is energetic reality. Your light threads into the global heart grid, supporting others as they too cross the threshold of the new. You are not alone. Every moment you choose presence over distraction, love over fear, you reinforce the foundation of the emerging reality for all. Imagine millions of awakened hearts like lanterns across the earth, some flickering, some bright, all learning how to stay lit in the winds of transformation. When one lantern steadies, it helps the others find their flame again. This is why your inner work matters, not because you must be perfect, but because your sincerity is medicine. Your willingness to return to the heart is medicine. Your refusal to numb is medicine. Your choice to be kind when it would be easier to harden is medicine. And the collective evolution is not abstract. It is happening through you. When you pause before reacting, when you breathe before speaking, when you listen with presence, when you bless the earth with your attention, you become a living answer to the prayer you and so many others have carried. Let a new world be born, not through force, but through frequency. The Pleiadian councils transmit that you are part of a vast network of awakened beings, both incarnate and non-incarnate, working together to shift the consciousness of humanity and the earth. You are not alone in this work. You have allies in every dimension, guides who love you, star family who are watching and supporting your journey. Every time you choose love, you are voting for a world built on love. Every time you choose honesty, you are building a world of truth. Every time you choose kindness, you are creating a world of compassion. Every time you choose presence, you are anchoring a world of consciousness. These are not small acts. These are revolutionary acts. In a world built on distraction, presence is rebellion. In a world built on fear, love is revolution. In a world built on separation, unity consciousness is the most radical force available, and you are the vehicle through which this revolution happens. The Pleiadian transmission teaches that this is the most exciting time in human history. The old paradigm is collapsing, the new paradigm is being born. And you are here, now, in this moment, to participate in this birth. You are not a bystander. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a conscious co-creator of the new earth. Your choices matter. Your presence matters. Your love matters. The world is waiting for you to fully step into your power, to claim your mission, to remember why you came here. There is great intelligence in the waiting. There is holy purpose in stabilizing your energy field and becoming unwaveringly present, because what comes next is not meant to shatter you. It is meant to be lived. It is meant to be embodied in your relationships, your creativity, your service, your joy, your laughter, your boundaries, your rest. Let your mind rest. Let your heart soften. Release the idea that there is anywhere else to be or any other phase to force. Release the addiction to becoming and remember the holiness of being. Your divine presence here and now is the gate to all you have ever sought. Not a gate you must earn, but a gate that opens when you stop leaving yourself. In anchoring fully, you blend your free will with the evolutionary current. You become a conscious participant in the birth of the new world. You become the bridge between dimensions, the anchor point for higher frequencies, the living proof that it is possible to be awake and grounded at the same time, to be spiritual and practical, to be transcendent and embodied. This is the promise of this phase. This is the gift of this initiation. This is the miracle that is unfolding through you as you for the collective awakening of all beings. Tonight before sleep, pause and say aloud, I am here. I stabilize my energy and open fully to the next phase. I am the bridge for personal and collective evolution. I am ready. Let those words be more than sound. Let them be a seal placed upon your energy. Let them be an agreement with your higher self. Let them be a soft command to your subconscious. We are safe to receive. We are safe to change. We are safe to be seen. And as you drift towards sleep, imagine your heart glowing gently like a star within your chest, steady and warm. Imagine that star sending threads of light through your body, through your home, through your dreams, and down into the earth. Let the night become an integration chamber. Let your sleep be a sanctuary where the upgrades settle without strain. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This isn't content, it's collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this message resonated with your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it. And if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we're just getting started.